Hi guys, Rob with WePayOffDebt.ca. Hope you're doing well. Coming at you today with the number one reason why you need to stop using your credit card. Why you need to get rid of your credit card. So let me start with a story. When we were in our debt-free journey, when we were trying to get out of debt, we were still using our credit card. We still used our credit card the whole way through. Okay. So now it's 16 months later after starting. And after 16 months, we managed to pay off, I think it was $39,000. Just massive, okay? In 16 months. It was a great accomplishment, felt awesome. And when we were coming up to it, we'd been on this trip for 16 months. We were tired. We wanted to have a little getaway. And so we planned a trip to Fargo. Now, we're in Winnipeg, Fargo, North Dakota, 3 hours south or so, right? It's the closest major-ish city in the United States to us. And we planned it, we budgeted it, and we expected to come back with $0, right? We expected that we were going to come back right down to the wire, but we expected to come back with no debt. This was the plan, right? We're debt free. We don't want to go back into debt, but we were still using our credit cards. Well, needless to say, we came back with debt, and it wasn't $20. It wasn't $50, it wasn't $100, it wasn't $200, it wasn't even $500. If it was $500 or under, I'd probably still be using credit cards today. We came back with $1,800 of credit card debt that I could not pay. From one weekend or week, I don't remember what it was, somewhere between 3 and 7 days in Fargo, North Dakota. We didn't do anything spectacular. We didn't go to the slot machines. We didn't do anything to waste $1,800. To this day, I do not know where it went. But that's exactly the issue. I don't know where it went. When we were using a credit card, for the life of me, for the entire debt-free journey, I was never able to track a budget correctly. I tried. Oh man, I tried, because I was the guy who said points, cash back. Like, I'm getting paid. I would use the PC Financial MasterCard, and I got paid a penny on every dollar. Specifically, a penny on every dollar that I was going to spend anyway. That was my thinking, right? That was my thinking. I was saying, I might as well get paid for this. And in fact, sure enough, I did. Every 3 months or so, I would have about $300 to put towards food or debt or whatever it was. Sometimes I would even do this trick. I would even buy groceries with the points. And then, so I'd go through the checkout aisle. I would spend, maybe get $200 worth of points, right? It was a lot of points. I'd get $200 worth of points. And then when it came time to pay, I would ask for cash back of $200. See where this is going? I would then pay the normal amount, and I would get $200 cash to put in my pocket. And this cash, of course, was free money. It was just them paying me the points, basically. And I would put this on my debt or whatever other priorities we had that month. And yet, I never, not once, figured out how to track my budget well enough. And this is the thing. A lot of people can make a basic budget. Once you've learned about the every dollar budget, the whole idea there, a lot of people can make an every dollar budget. It's not hard. It takes 10 minutes. The difference is, can you make one that you're actually going to track and check that you stick to? If you don't, you haven't got a budget. You haven't got any kind of plan. Because what's a plan that you're not checking to see if you actually achieve it? It's called a dream. Like, it's nothing. You've got nothing there. So this is the thing. So I had to discover this the hard way. I came back from Fargo. If it was Jamaica even, it'd be different. But I came back from Fargo with $1,800 of debt. And I said, never again. And this was a long process. I mean, we took our food out of that, stopped paying for our food on our credit card a long time ago because we wanted to get that under control. That was our main category. So we actually put that onto a whole separate debit card. Slowly but surely, the things that we really wanted to control, and this is the thing, even before we started the Dave Ramsey journey, even before we started paying off debt, the the things that we were having the most trouble controlling, instinctively we knew needed to get off the card, and they did, and we took them off the card and we had success with them. And it was hard to take food off the card, for instance, because I knew food was one of our biggest expenses. I want all my points. But okay, let's take it off. And this is, again, before our debt-free journey, we knew enough to know I need to get food off the card. As we started going through the process of paying off debt, I really wanted to keep those points. I worked so hard to keep those points. For a while there, I was paying off my credit card weekly, right? Like every single week, I paid it off, trying to justify keeping the card. Not once. I was never successfully able to keep track of my budget. I even tried the EveryDollar app. And so I was using spreadsheets and everything. I'm a nerd, if you didn't know that. I'm a mathematician and a computer scientist. So I'm a total nerd. I love spreadsheets, and I wasn't able to do it. I even tried the EveryDollar app at one point in my debt-free journey, and I hated it. It was absolutely horrible. Couldn't use it for the life of me. So now this trip happens. We're now $1,800 back in debt, and we spend the next month and a half paying it off. So our official debt-free journey was $41,000 paid off in 18 months. Okay, but we got it paid off. But at that point, I was done. No more credit cards. This is stupid. It's not working, and so I got off the credit cards. Now, incidentally, about a month or two later, I said, you know what? I haven't tried EveryDollar in a while, and Dave Ramsey kept talking about it on the podcast. So I'm like, okay, let's take a look. Let's try it out and see what it's like. And when I did that, I absolutely loved it. I had tried it. I had given it the old college try about a year previous, and I hated it. So did the app change? No. What changed was the credit cards. That was the thing. That was the one thing that made it totally doable now. When I stopped using the credit cards, I now found not only was I able to make a budget, I was able to track a budget. And not just track a budget. I was able to track a budget in the 15 minutes at 9:30, 9:45 at night. I'm exhausted, I'm lying in bed, getting ready for bed, and I can track my budget. Simple, easy, totally doable. So the number one reason I have to get rid of your credit cards today is to actually be able to get a budget you're tracking. Now, if you have successfully a budget that you are able to track, okay, there's other reasons. There are other reasons. So I will get to those in another video. So today, I've got a freebie for you. I've got a list, a little worksheet that guides you through how I actually track my budget today. The very short, very straightforward process I use to track today. I'll make a budget. It'll take me 10 minutes before the month begins, right? In EveryDollar. Then throughout the week, I'll spend 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Sometimes I'll even go 3-4 days without doing it, and then I'll log in. And it used to be that when I'd spend 3-4 days on something, I would say, oh, this is going to be awful. There's going to be so much stuff to do. Now, 3-4 days go by. Oh, shoot, I better do it. I log in. 15 minutes later, I'm done. 15 minutes max. Like, it takes so little time. Okay? So I've got a step-by-step guide there how I actually track my finances at this point, and it works. It's stupid easy, and I actually know where I'm at on budget. Okay, so I hope that's helpful to you. Please head over to the website, link down below to get that freebie. Check that out. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again soon.